I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire,
That's
taking
right, the
over
untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games were missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, first and foremost, let me just first start off by saying congratulations to the newly announced 2023 International Boxing Hall of Fame class. I just got news. I saw the news that my good friend Timothy Bradley is going into the Hall of Fame. So shout out to him and all the inductees. I'm not trying to throw salt on them, so let me just give them the congratulations in advance. But I gotta call out this International Boxing Hall of Fame because this every year around this time when the Hall of Fame class gets announced and they start planning what they're gonna do for the following summer at the Hall of Fame, I always see my main man John the Iceman Scully, former professional fighter, fought at a pretty good level, training fighters. He's part of Team Better Be a great, friend of the program, friend of the channel. Every year I see him talk about this, and this is my year where I need to make a video about this because I have a platform here and I want to bring this to your guys' attention. So, John the Iceman Scully stated the following, and I quote on Twitter: "All respect to the inductees, but Marlon Starling isn't even on the ballot, but these boxers are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2023. It is what it is. Voters are either ignorant or corrupt. When is someone gonna say something?" And end quote. Now, I'm going to say something, all right? So I'm going to send this to you, John. Please repost this. Marlon Starling not being on the ballot is one of the most disrespectful, disgraceful things in the whole sport of boxing. Marlon Starling is better, like all respect to some of these fighters that are getting inducted. And like, I love Timothy Bradley, but Marlon Starling deserves a Hall of Fame spot, in my humble opinion, more than everybody that's getting inducted in 2023. This is a guy in Marlon Starling. When you look at his resume, I mean, he beat undefeated Mark Breland. He beat undefeated Simon Brown. He beat undefeated Tommy Ayers and undefeated Jose Barrett. And he didn't lose until his 25th pro fight. Now, let's put that into context. Marlon Starling beat Mark Breland, who, for one, if you know anything about your boxing, you would know that not only was Mark Breland the best amateur this country, the great United States of America, has ever produced. But Mark Breland was a world champion fairly young in his career. I mean, let me see. Let me go back and fact check myself because I know he won a world title very early in his career, but I can't remember exactly what fight he won it in. So let me see. Mark Breland became world champion when? Let me see. Mark Breland became a world champion in his fight against Harold Volker when he won the vacant WBA welterweight title. That was in February of '87. That happened to be Mark Breland's 17th pro fight. So he won, top flight amateur, gold medalist, all the whole 9 yards. 4 or 5 time New York City Golden Glove champion. Still holds the record to this day for that. Mark Breland got knocked the fuck out when he fought Marlon Starling, and then when they had the rematch, let me see. Let me make sure I have my facts in order. I know he beat him. Yeah, so Marlon Starling actually won the first fight. He knocked him out the first fight. I was right. He knocked him out the first fight. And then they had a draw in the second fight. I actually thought Marlon Starling won the second fight as well, but they didn't give it to him. But he knocked out Mark Breland. A very big win in his career. Look at some of the other guys he defeated in his career. Look at a guy like Simon Brown. Simon Brown was a top fighter. People don't talk about it because, when you look at Simon Brown's overall resume, Simon Brown, his record doesn't look pretty. He finished his career at 47-12. But upon further review, the only guys that ever beat Simon Brown at welterweight was Marlon Starling, who beat him first, and then Buddy McGirt beat him because Marlon Starling beat him at 85. He didn't lose for like 6 more years till 91 against Buddy McGirt. And then not too long after that, that's when Simon Brown moved up to 154. And then that's when all the losses started piling up. So he only lost twice ever at welterweight. Of those 12 losses, only 2 of them were at welterweight. One was to Buddy McGirt, who was a top fighter, world champion, A-level fighter. And the first guy to beat him was Marlon Starling. Marlon Starling was a great fighter. Like I don't think people understand how great this guy is. So let me try to paint the picture of how great this man was. Factor in. So he knocked out he knocked out Marlon Starling. He knocked out one of the greatest British fighters of all time in Lloyd Honeygun. You know, just lost to Aaron Superman Davis. You know, had an up and down career, but for the most part was a great fighter. No, scratch that. He didn't get knocked out by Aaron Superman Davis. Breland got knocked out by Aaron Superman Davis. I'm looking at the wrong box rec. But what I'm saying is, Starling was a legitimate champion, beat top fighters, knocked them out, showed, I think to me is when you talk about basically like the master of the high guard defense, very few fighters in boxing history before or after Marlon Starling had the masterful active high guard defense like he had. I would say maybe like a Roman Gonzalez is maybe the best fighter since Marlon Starling at the active high guard defense, but it's not many fighters that have come before or after him that mastered that high guard active defense that Marlon Starling had. And the fact that he's got Hall of Fame guys on his resume. And by the way, he didn't knock out Lloyd Honeygun. That was Mark Breland. I was looking at the wrong box rec, but I'm all over the place. All I'm saying is this: to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, stop disrespecting Marlon Starling, a guy that was bringing big fights to Connecticut, you know, fighting the best people out there, knocking out Hall of Famers. You know, this is a guy that went out there and proved what he was made of time and time again, and he did it in such a dignified and classy way. And the fact that this man is still alive, and you guys don't even have him so much as on the damn ballot, it's a horrible look for the sport of boxing. It shows you that the Hall of Fame doesn't honor its champions. It shows you that the Hall of Fame doesn't care about guys that go out there and continue to show that they were the real deal. I mean, factor in, another guy Marlon Starling beat, another guy that he beat on the way up that I forgot to mention. He beat Floyd Mayweather Sr., top contender in his day. Lupe Aquino, another top fighter. I mean, his whole resume is just littered with good fighters. I mean, Kevin Howard, another one. I mean, he only lost to the guys like Donald Curry. Fought Donald Curry to a split decision. I mean, how is he not? Forget being on the back. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? Like, how is Marlon Starling not in the Hall of Fame with his resume, with the guys he fought, with you know, the title defenses he had, the moments he gave you in the ring? I just don't get it. He was one of the best welterweights of the late 80s. And he has some of the best high guard defense the boxing's ever produced. You talk about the region in New England, like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, you know, that whole area, you know. He's one of the best fighters that region's ever produced from this country. You know, yes, you have your Haglers and your Marcianos and your guys like that who are obviously leading the way. But after them guys, ain't too many better fighters that came out of there than Marlon Starling. And, you know, I've been rambling, but put Marlon Starling in the Hall of Fame. This is disgraceful. We'll end it right there.
True School Sports. He's the truth. One of the best YouTube. The best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing, too. You are spectacular. And
you know,
thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing and keep up the good work.